no matter what happens, nothing good is going to come out of this. First off, I just want to say that this is not a political channel, and I don't like making political videos. I believe the whole left-right paradigm is meant to divide and conquer the population, and no matter who wins, God is always in control. That being said, let's talk about what's happening to this country. The way I see it is that no matter what happens, the Hegelian dialectic will be in play. Problem, reaction, solution. Let's say, for instance, the U.S. Supreme Court rules that Biden is indeed the president-elect. What happens? Problem. Trump and his supporters don't accept the results. Reaction. Chaos ensues. Trump and his supporters see a literal coup taking place, and extreme measures are taken to, quote, preserve the republic. Solution. Blue helmets are brought in, and our worst nightmares become a reality. Or, the U.S. Supreme Court rules that Trump is indeed the winner and grants him a second term. What happens? Problem. Biden and his supporters don't accept the results. Reaction. Chaos ensues, and his supporters see it as a literal coup, and extreme measures are taken to, quote, preserve the republic. Solution. Blue helmets are brought in, and our worst nightmares become a reality. You see, it's the same thing no matter who wins. The trap has been set. It's the oldest trick in the book. Order.
Except for one thing that they ain't telling you.
Non-human, but intelligent. Not human, get it? Something non-human, but intelligent. Not human, get it? Something non-human, but intelligent. A non-terrestrial intelligence.
Do you believe in aliens? Extraterrestrial beings? For those of us who read the Bible, it's clear. Extraterrestrial beings not only exist, but they've been here since the very beginning, since before the earth was made. The book of Job, chapter 38, verse 4 through 7. Quote, "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me, if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know. Or who stretched out the line upon it? To what were its foundations fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone when all the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy?" End quote. What this verse is saying is that when the earth was created, there was a race of beings called morning stars, or sons of God, who sang together and shouted for joy after God created it. Quote, "We may deduce two logical conclusions from these verses. First, that they are not referring to literal stars, but the sentient sons of God. And second, that these sons of God are older than the earth itself, since they were present to witness the primordial foundation." The motif of the morning stars in biblical parlance is meant to convey pre-existence and preeminence. In John's Revelation, Jesus declares, quote, "I am the root and the offspring of David."
No, Prester John, a.k.a. King David, a.k.a. Shem's Enoch. Not Cain's Enoch, Shem's Enoch. Cain's Enoch is a trick. Shem Enoch would be the good son. However, I'm pretty sure that name's wrong. And of course, Mr. J is the devil.
The bright and morning star. While writing to the
Because Mr. J is the bright and morning star who is the devil.
brethren in Colossae, Paul affirms the preeminence of Christ, quote, "He is the head, the firstborn, not only from the dead, but over..."
The firstborn. The firstborn was the one that what? Killed their brother, huh? Mr. J, the devil.
"For all creation." Jesus is the original morning star, and the
the firstborn, the one that killed his brother. Okay? The devil, original devil that fell from the sky. The morning star, the devil.
preeminent Son of God. Jesus is the original morning star, and the
Who is the devil. See that?
preeminent Son of God. The morning stars and sons of God are children of dawn, the second born in the family of God. They represent an elder race of beings that are both pre-existent and preeminent.
No, they are the ones who would be so-called second born, but actually what you don't realize is that Mr. J is the son of the God, who is the devil. He's not the son of the creator. He's the son of the God, dog, the devil, spelled backwards, okay? Therefore, he is the fallen star, right? The mighty morning star, the devil, Mr. L, Mr. J's Mr. L, the devil. Don't you get it? The bright morning star who is what? The devil, who is Mr. J, who is Mr. God's, the devil's son.
In relationship to all others, save the Son of God himself, the first and foremost over all creation.
And you know what they always try to do with that story though? They always try to throw Mr. J, who is the devil, who is the head devil's son, Mr. Z, and they always try to put him in the place of Prester John, aka King David, aka Shem's Enoch, not King's Enoch. See, this is all a trick. Then they put him in there on King's Enoch too, as another Mr. J.
End quote. An elder race of beings, otherwise known as angels. They were there to witness God creating the earth, and by their very definition, they're extraterrestrials. Now, we know that angels can look like people. There are instances all throughout the Bible that prove this point. The most famous one being in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2. Quote, "Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware." So angels can look like humans, act like humans, sound like humans, and pretend to be humans, but deep down, they are far from human. Let's not forget that Lucifer himself is an angel, and when he fell from heaven, he took one...
And he is the bright and morning star, just like Mr. J, because they both the same character, the devil.
1/3 of the angels with him. 1/3, or 33.3%. 33. Where have we seen that number before?
Oh, wow. Freemasonry.
Is it possible that the Masonic obsession with the number 33 is in fact a way for them to pay homage to the 33% of angels that fell from heaven? Wow. I say yes, but I digress. December 8th, 2020.
Wow.
The Jerusalem Post releases an article entitled, quote, "Former Israeli Space Security Chief says aliens exist. Humanity is not ready." Let's read it together and see what we can find. Every time this article says the word alien, I'm going to replace it with fallen angel, because that's exactly what they are. Quote, "This galactic federation has supposedly been in contact with Israel and the US for years, but are keeping themselves a secret to prevent hysteria until humanity is ready." This article is by Aaron Reich, December 8th, 2020. Has the state of Israel made contact with fallen angels? According to retired Israeli general and current professor Hayam Ashid, the answer is yes, but this has been kept a secret because, quote, "humanity isn't ready." Speaking in an interview, Ashid, who served as head of Israel's space security program for nearly 30 years and is a 3-time recipient of the Israeli Security Award, explained that Israel and the US have both been dealing with fallen angels for years, with Ashid clarifying the existence of a, quote, "galactic federation." The Galactic Federation. In New Age theology, there is a group of so-called, quote, "good aliens," who call themselves the Galactic Federation of Light, or
Palladians.
the Ashtar Command. They've been making contact with psychics and channelers for decades now, and their message is always the same. It's in direct opposition to the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Palladians.
You see, it's the same exact lie Lucifer told.
Palladians sit there telling how they want to make peace between human race and stuff. That's why I tell you, don't trust Palladians. They have a contract with the Draco. Just the Draco is finally going to get out the way and hand you right over to him. A whole nother slave master.
Told Eve in the Garden of Eden. It's their calling card, and they always resort back to this promise of, "Ye shall be as gods." Let's continue reading the article from the Jerusalem Post. The 87-year-old former space security chief gave further descriptions about exactly what sort of agreements have been made between the fallen angels and the US, which ostensibly have been made because they wish to research and understand the fabric of the universe. This cooperation includes a secret underground base on Mars, where there are American and fallen angel representatives. If true, this would coincide with the U.S. President Donald Trump's creation of the Space Force as a 5th branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, though it is unclear how long this sort of relationship, if any, has been going on between the U.S. and its reported extraterrestrial allies. But Ashid insists that Trump is aware of them and that he was, quote, "on the verge of disclosing their existence." However, the Galactic Federation reportedly stopped him from doing so, saying that they wished to prevent mass hysteria, since they felt that humanity needed to, quote, evolve and reach a stage where we will understand what space is and what spaceships are. As for why he's chosen to reveal this information now, Ashed explained that the timing was simply due to how much the academic landscape has changed and how respected he is in academia. End quote. So there you have it. In my opinion, this is a soft disclosure. They're trying to warm people up to the idea of some space brothers and sisters who are looking out for humanity. But we know that's not true. We know they're fallen angel entities who are intent on deceiving mankind. So what do you think about all this? Are fallen angels pretending to be space aliens? Or do you believe that there really are people from other planets and all they want to do is help mankind? Please leave a comment below and tell everybody what you think about this. And if you haven't done so already, don't forget to hit that like button. And until...
Fact is, fallen angels are on Earth and they are on and other planets and from other planets, and they all coming here, and some have already been here. And the plane is gonna pop on the scene as your Mr. J, who is the son of Mr. E, the head devil himself, the bright and morning star. Mr. S, Mr. L is the bright and morning star, just like Mr. J, because it's the same motherfucking person, a motherfucking devil. Peace and love.